word to wise. Grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy.
Before we get started, if you want to see more awesome comic book videos like this one, it only takes 2 clicks to become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers. Click.
This is why I need a producer. I need somebody that's here on deck to run the stream with me. So that way I don't have to. I have a stream. Full disclosure, I have a whole ass stream deck in front of me, but I sometimes forget it's there. $150 well spent. I use it more for sound drops than I do for anything else. So let me go ahead and hit myself with one of those. go ahead and take one of those L's. But that said, let's go ahead and get into our main story. So of course you probably saw, if you were paying attention to the thumbnails, you probably saw ooh, Into the Spider-Verse. It's back, baby. That is the case. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. They yesterday, I believe it was, the internet was agape.
It was fire.
It was nothing but straight up fire in these young streets. There was a tweet that went out from the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Twitter page, the actual official Twitter page of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And yeah, it was legit. Basically what it says is April 8th, 2022, #Spider-Verse. And it's got the Miles Morales, the spray paint, the graffiti logo. And of course, you can see right here, it's just some flickering pictures, kind of in the same vein as we saw in the actual Spider-Verse movie. So I mean, that's all it is. There's nothing else to it there. It's just that. That said, it's got people talking. People are all over the place right now. There's like, oh my God, Spider-Verse. Oh my God, it's either too far away or it's not close enough or whatever. Everybody's losing their shit. People are freaking out because they don't know who's going to be in it. Some people who, I think one of the first tweets I originally saw when this popped up was, oh, is this an announcement for Spider-Women? Because remember, there was a Spider-Women movie that was announced, greenlit, I think the week that Spider-Verse hit theaters because of how well it was doing. They're like, oh, no, we're going to make one with all the female versions of Spider-Man, which there's a lot of them, oddly enough. Which means, that's Ghost Spider, Spider-Gwen. You've got 2 different versions of Spider-Woman. There's Jessica Drew, and then there's the other bitch that no one talks about because she is wild trash. And then, there's a whole lot of stuff. But I'm pretty sure this is not the Spider-Women spinoff. I think this is just more Miles Morales. Which I'm fine with that too, either way. I would be here for either one of them. Just throwing that out there. But one of the people that, because, we had, and I feel like, does this really need to be said? Spoilers for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Oh my God, I can't believe I actually have to say this. Spoilers for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Towards the end of the movie, we got the announcement of not just one Spider-Man, but 2. We got Spider-Man 2099, and then we also got the original cartoon Spider-Man, the one, how Spider-Man's supposed to be like a teenage boy, but in this cartoon, for some reason, he sounded like he was a grown-ass man who had grandkids by this point. Yeah, there you go. That Spider-Man, was it the 60s Spider-Man cartoon or 70s Spider-Man cartoon? I can't remember exactly when. I don't commit that much brain power to those types of details. Another version of Spider-Man that people have been clamoring for, and also the directors and writers of Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse have also talked about, that's probably going to be in this. And I think it's really funny because it just seemed weird. You already know. You know what I'm going to say. You know what you're going to say. Oh, you're afraid. Oh. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. But basically, and you know what, brother one,
No, you started this boat.
Bro, he's like, nope.
Hey, I'm just in the back just doing this.
He's like, I'm just doing it. He's like,
I'm
just rolling, baby.
Know where we going.
He's like, God told me not to look back. He said, if I look back, I'll turn to salt. He's like, nope. Keep them eyes closed, ninja. But no, the Spider-Man everyone kept clamoring for, and the writers and the directors of the movie actually came out and said that this is a Spider-Man they plan on wanting to have in the sequel, and this Spider-Man is in the Spider-Verse comic proper. So I think it's only appropriate that we go ahead and bring him up. So yeah, we got that young, not even young, that's that old Supaidaman. He has been teased because and here for those, and I always keep receipts, mind you. I keep receipts.
Because we're about that life on the Blerd Cave.
Right.
Second Venom said the most powerful of Sentai.
Dude, right? Okay, first off, I want to point out something. I know a lot of y'all, some of y'all who aren't up on Sentai, and I know some people think hentai. No, not the same thing. No. Something completely different. Talking about Power Rangers. The Japanese version of Power Rangers has been around since, I think, what was it, the 70s? Yes. So basically, most people don't know this. Do you want to know why you can thank Spider-Man for being the greatest hero of all time? Not just Spider-Man, but Supaidaman. Because if not for Supaidaman, you would not have the Power Rangers as you know them today. At the time, Super Sentai was on the downswing. Like, people weren't watching it as much in Japan until Supaidaman came out. And Supaidaman, because it had Leopardon, the giant mecha we saw in that reaction trailer right there, that Spider-Man trailer opening, whatever. The Supaidaman, his mecha was such a hit with Japanese audiences that Super Sentai started using giant mechas. I think it started with Battle J Fever, or Battle Fever J. I always get the
Battle Fever J.
Yeah, Battle Fever J, the one where they had masks that looked like faces. It was really weird. But they were the first mech Sentai after Supaidaman. All of the other Sentais that came before that did not have mechas. So you know how, like, if you would watch, for those of you who aren't familiar with Sentai, when you would watch Power Rangers in the early Mighty Morphin before they got the Zords and all that stuff, you know how they would, like, put their weapons together? I think it was called, like, the Final Wave. I think most of them call it Final Wave. They would put their weapons together, they would come together as a group and send out this energy beam. That was how they used to finish their monsters. And then when they got to Battle Fever J, they were like, oh, now they're giant monsters. And so there you go. That you just got a history lesson on Super Sentai. By the way, love Super Sentai. So there you go.
I like how the Black Ranger's axe was like the base of the gun.
Yeah, dude, because you know he had the shotty.
Yep.
Because remember, he would pull the axe out, he'd be like...
Click, by the way, I'm repping him. I'm out here.
Out here. Look at my guy. Look at my guy. Okay, so basically one of the logos in the teaser. And here, I'm gonna switch this over so y'all can see it.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. What was his name?
I'm gonna butcher this. Takuya Yamashiro.
That's close. Takuya. Yeah, or Takuya. I always get the... I'm really weird on Japanese pronunciations because, like, I grew up in an era of anime where, like, there were dubs where they would mispronounce the people's names.
Yep.
And by that, I mean in the early to mid 90s. It was kind of like if you ever watched Akira, in the original dub, his name was Kaneda. But if you go to the more recent redub, I think that's the one that has Johnny Young Bosch in it. I can't remember. But anyways, they redid it, and they did it with the actual proper pronunciations. So Kaneda's name became Canada.
Oh, wow.
And it just sounds so stupid. The reason why they're saying Supaidaman is going to be in the sequel to Spider-Verse is because, well, A, you already had, Penny, who
Penny
had
Parker.
the mech. Yeah, Penny Parker. But also because what it was doing in that trailer, some people may not have caught it, but it's flashing different Spider-Man logos, and that was one of them. The one with the yellow, kind of like in the same vein as the Supaidaman logo. So that's why people are thinking that. If you were curious.
And yes, Batosai, you are right. You are right. He says, let's be real. The Green Ranger jacking the other Rangers for the Megazord was gangster. Yes, right? Me and Blerd talk about this all the time. Okay, Dude. Green Ranger rolled up into the back door of the Megazord and pieced them up in the motherfucking.
No. He even jumped in the air, did a scissor kick with a fucking Frankensteiner on one and a headlock on the other. It took, dude. He did. First off, the Rangers got, and I don't care if it's because technically the footage is from Zero Ranger, so it doesn't really matter. But it doesn't matter which squad you're talking about. They all got handled. They all got dealt with. Like I'm talking about, like when the 5 dudes pulled up on the Green Ranger, the Dragon Ranger, mind you. Mm-hmm. They all got met. They all got met.
Perhaps I've made a mistake.
Anyway, no, but that's why. That I know we got way off in the weeds.
That was story time with Blerd.
Story time with Blerd. But no, so my brother one.
Yes, sir.
We now know that yes, Supaidaman is being teased as being in the sequel.
Yes.
We know that Peter B. Parker will likely be back because why not?
Yep. Young Penny.
Maybe Peter B. Parker will be back with less of a spare tire. Maybe he might get his life together. We'll likely, right? We'll probably see SpiderMan Noir. We'll probably see SpiderMan Noir again because he was probably one of the low-key favorites of everybody. I think everybody really likes Spider-Man Noir. I think Spider-Ham is definitely fair to say Spider-Ham will be back. Everyone loves Spider-Ham. That was John Delaney. Is that John Delaney? What's that?
We're gonna get $20.99.
Yes. Also, by the way, did anyone ever notice that was Oscar Isaacs? Did anyone ever notice that was Oscar Isaacs?
I didn't.
Like I knew Oscar Isaacs was in the movie, and I remember when they were showing the credits, they said he played interesting person number 1 or 2, but they didn't have a name because his scene was after the credits. And I knew before the movie came out that he was in it, but I just didn't know who he was playing. And then when they got to the end, I heard his voice, and I was like, motherfucker, they made this dude Spider-Man 2099. Ain't this about a bitch? Do you think they're gonna do Spider-Man India?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
I think they're gonna. That's reaching way into the weeds.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Maybe they'll do Scarlet Spider. Maybe, I don't know.
They could do Scarlet Spider. Heck, they can even bring Spider-Man from the Fox.
Actually, I was gonna say we'll probably get Tom Holland. We'll probably, dude. I tell you what. Here's my 2 guesses. PS4 Spider-Man. I think we're gonna get PS4 Spider-Man. I think we're gonna get Tom Holland. So the Yuri Lowenthal and Tom Holland. I think we're getting both of those. Up the whizzle.
I think we're gonna get. I know for sure we're gonna get Tom Holland. Like that. Like you have to.
Right.
But I think we might get Tobey Maguire's.
Dude. First off.
Tobey Maguire's.
First off. I'd be here for it. The only thing I'd be kind of iffy about the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is that I feel like that was Peter B. Parker. Just because everything that went on with him when he was talking about like what his life was like, it just and not only that, they modeled Mary Jane so much on Kirsten Dunst, it was not even funny.
True.
Which that's fine. But if they do, I'd be here for it. But you know what? Go ahead and give your boy Andrew Garfield a chance to. Go ahead and give him a chance to.
He didn't get enough shine, in my opinion.
I thought he was a good Spider-Man. He actually was here's the thing. I think people didn't like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man because they felt like he was too mean. Like, 'cause I actually heard people say that he was a jerk. And I was
he's supposed to be.
He's supposed to be.
Ass.
He's a bully. Look, I'm not a guy who subscribes to conspiracy theories or anything like that. But J. Jonah Jameson is right about one thing about Spider-Man. He is a bully. He is a bully. He talks so bad about the people he's fighting. And granted, in 99.9% of all those cases, they are legitimately bad people. But he talks so much trash that it's almost like if this was like, okay, so back in the day, if you were playing like the Dirty Dozen, okay, you snapping on each other. Spider-Man, like if you were the guy that set the rule to say, okay, no moms and like no relatives, like you put the cutoff at like moms and grandmas and grandpappies and dad. Spider-Man with the guy, he would be the habitual line crosser. He would be the guy who was constantly like, I didn't agree to that shit.
Listen. Spider-Man is a legit, always talking good, that cash money shit. Always. Okay?
Day in, day out.
If he is fighting somebody, he is talking cash money. Okay? There's no reason why Spider-Man needs to be nice and friendly and all that. No. This is a kid that is barely got a job, okay? Trying to make ends meet. You know, I mean, living with Aunt May, trying to keep her secret.
Living with Aunt May.
You know what I mean? Like, gotta sneak out the bathroom window.
Right.
Okay, in Forest Hills. By the way, if y'all don't know, right? Peter Parker lives in Forest Hills, which is Queens, New York, for the people that are not from New York, right? And let me tell you something. All you got is like maybe some, you know, double-decker homes, some 2-level homes. There ain't no buildings for him to be swinging off of. This motherfucker's got to go all the way to the train, take the train into the city just to get him some altitude. You feel me?
Yep. And actually, I want to point out some Salton Sea point. He said there's a what if where Jay Jonah becomes Spider-Man. Put that in the movie. Put that in the movie.
I need it.
Put that in the movie. Dude, and I'm going to say, I see a lot of y'all in the chat. Y'all are saying, I need more pictures. I need more photos. Photos of Spider-Man.
Give me Spider-Man.
I mean, no, but you're not wrong.
So hey, you made it to the end of the video. Awesome for you. If you enjoyed this video, and if you made it this far, I don't see how you didn't, do me a favor. Hulk smash that like button. And if you want to see more awesome videos like this one, make sure you click subscribe so you can become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers. And tap that bell so you know when I post up. Also, feel free to go check out my Patreon, where if you chuck in $1, you can get early access to most of my videos up to a week early. And if you have time, make sure you swing by nerd901.com, where you can find more of my content as well as other amazing stuff. Anyways, until next time, I love you 3000 plus Ultra!